All right, hey folks, what is going on? Let's get started here today. We are going to play with martial powers. We are building magic items. Actually, what we're doing right now is we're we've been testing and refining a crafting point system for creating magic items called Power Gear, using the different powers that we've created for martial powers. This is a work in progress. Well, this is the PDF without any artwork on it. It's the 11 by 17 format. It fits really, really nicely in a, I'm going to rotate this, and then I'm going to make this full screen. And when you zoom in, you can see that if you turn your device, like if you're on a phone or a tablet and you turn it sideways right now, you're going to see how this thing fits vertically inside of a phone or a tablet, and it's really, really nice. So this is the format that we're adopting. This is just a single, like each individual column. This is how it sits and scales. There we go. That's literal full page. And then if we get out of that, and then we rotate it back around, and then push it back to full screen again. Again, on your device, you can see the whole page easily, so navigating through it is quick and easy to go like from page to page, and then zoom in on a column, turn it sideways, and you can look at each individual column. It's a really easy navigation system when you aren't bound to print. See, most publishers, they design it as a book first, and then they release I gotta fix my chair. And then they release it as a PDF that you can download, but they designed it for print. And on the DMsGuild, very few books get printed. And on Patreon, very few things get printed. So designing for a digital format, a digital device first, is, in my opinion, the proper course of action to be the most consumer-friendly way to operate. So that's what we're doing. We're building a book in that format. It will be on DMsGuild. All my books are 100% free preview. There's a stack of them that you can look at down in the description below. If you want to buy some books to support, God bless you. If that's a little steep for you, then be a $1 Patreon supporter. We'll be building subclasses, monsters, equipment, possibly spells, into the 5e game engine from MTG, using all the mechanics that we've been developing here on stream for the past 8 years. So what we're going to do is, here's our point system. There's common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary. This works for spells, basically level, like powers and spells of level 1 to 4, which is pretty mild. I agree. Well, 1 to 5. Sorry, 1 to 5. I agree that's very mild, but it's possible to do it. Uncommon. So the point system works like this: common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary magic items from Player's Handbook, DMG, 5e in general. The maximum value, gold value for magic items of each rarity is 100 for common, 400 for uncommon, 4,000 for rare, 40,000 for very rare, and 200,000 for legendary. So a common magic item will have 1 or 2 points. 1 point's worth 50, 2 points worth 100. An uncommon item will have 3 or 4 crafting points, and that's worth 250 gold for 3, 400 for 4. Rare has 5 to 7 crafting points and value of 1,600, 2,800, 4,000 gold. You see how this is working? Very rare magic items, point value 8 to 10. 8 is 16k, 28k, 40k to 10 points, and then legendary is basically anything more with 10 points, but 11 points would be 80k, and then 120k, and then 160k, and then at 14 points, it's 200,000. You could continue to build an item beyond that, just add on an extra 40k for every point that you add, and it's really up to the DM at that point if it's an artifact or not. But if this is too good, then the DM is like, that's an artifact. But theoretically with this, you could just keep stacking more and more effects onto the magic item, just have it continue to grow in value, kind of like a evolving magic items or ancestral weapons or whatever. There's been so many permutations of it in 3rd, 4th, and 5th edition. That, whatever name you want. This is just another way of getting to that system that we're basically field testing right now. It's when you're just making magic items with this system, hunky dory, a-okay, number one. But when we're actually going into the DMG and seeing if we can actually break these magic items down into this point system, we're having decent results, I would say. They're not amazing results, but they're pretty good results. What we're looking at, the animated shield, which is while holding the shield, you gain a bonus action to cause it to animate. The shield leaps into the air and hovers in your space to protect you as if you were wielding it, leaving your hands free. The shield remains animate for 1 minute until you take the bonus action to end the effect, or until you die or have the incapacitated condition, at which point the shield falls to the ground or into your hands if you have one free. Shields require the utilize action to don it off. You gain the armor class benefit of the shield only if you have training with it. So that's what it does. It's a very rare magic item. It's a hand-free thing that lasts for a minute. Animated shield, whoopie-doo. So when we build an animated shield, it's a rare item instead of very rare. We would use the first rank power called Power Shield. So if we go to our document here and do a quick lookup using our bookmarks of Power Shield. Power Shield. Level 1 sustained power, which means it requires 1 mana to operate. It's a sustained effect, which means that once you spend that point of mana, it stays on until you're incapacitated, dead, hit with a dispel, or you decide to dismiss it without any action required. The range is only yourself. Again, the duration is sustained. You create a defensive field of power that can be wielded as a shield that you are proficient with. This shield hovers in your space to protect you, leaving your hands free. You gain a +3 bonus to your armor class. You can benefit from only one shield at a time. So you can turn on this Power Shield, and it is now a hands-free device that basically remains as a floating shield indefinitely. For as long as you leave that mana burned, it will keep going. If you get incapacitated, like you go to sleep, it'll naturally turn off, but you get all your mana back on a long or a short rest anyway. So basically, you can just burn a point and have a +3 bonus because it's effectively like a shield +1. The animated shield is only a normal shield. It isn't a magical enchantment bonus. It doesn't indicate there's a bonus anywhere. It's just the +2 bonus, and it deactivates after 1 minute. So the version that we have is a lower rarity based on the points that we're using, and it is a better piece of equipment because once you turn it on, it just stays on. You don't have to worry about it. You just got a +3 shield floating near you. So that's so how did we build that? It's a first rank power. So we go up here and look at powers. Level 1 power. There you go. So it's 2 points for level 1 power. That's why we changed the language on this to level 1 power. Level 1 power. That's a Power Shield, which is sustained. And then for 3 points, sustained perpetual duration. So if we look at the modifier, sustained or reaction duration. So 1 round per day equals there's no added cost, so it would just been +2. So basically you'd have a floating shield for 1 round, and that would be it for the day. That would be worth 2 points. For 1 minute a day, it takes it to 3 points. 10 minutes per day. But okay, so it had the 1 minute duration, then it deactivates. That is basically perpetual with extra steps. So 1 hour a day perpetual, that's +4. So we should actually be down here to sustained perpetual duration. We upgraded that to 4 points instead of 3. That's 6 points still. And we saw above rare is 5 to 7 points. This shield would be 2,800 gold, not 4,000. So it's a DMG it's a variant from the DMG. But basically, as we go through, we can use these points to say, hey, here's how you would rebuild these things using these crafting points. You can use what's in the DMG for things that exist, but you can see how these overlap and basically mimic or imitate how magic items are built in the DMG with a point system that you can then utilize, and now you can build your own. So when you're an artificer, a level 2 artificer that can replicate magic items is capable of creating a common magic item up to 2 points in value. When you get to half your artificer level rounded up? Oh, that's right. Level 3. Level 2 is replicants. That'd be 1 point at level 1, and that would include things like an item that gives you an origin feat. A cantrip effect that doesn't deal damage is worth 1 point, like a light or dancing light or prestidigitation spell. That'd be a cantrip that doesn't deal damage. That's worth 1 point. Like I said, origin feat. Basic damage includes acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison damage. Those are five basic damage types, as opposed to advanced damage types, which is force, radiant, necrotic, psychic, and thunder damage. Those are the 5 that are advanced. They're a little bit more expensive because they're more rare. So origin feat, again, anything other than skilled, basically like savage attacker, alert. Like if you have goggles of like if you have goggles of alertness while you're wearing those goggles, alert feat. Congratulations. So like that's how the martial power system works. You don't gain the ability point bonus, but you don't have prerequisites either. It's an origin feat anyway, but we can get general feats for 2 mana, or for 2 crafting points. And again, it doesn't include the ability score increase, but it doesn't have any prerequisites either, as long as you're a martial character. So martial characters can make use of these things. So like you have a crossbow of, didn't we do a crossbow already? Flame tongue, vicious weapon, reaping sickle. Reaping sickle was fun to make. Rare magic item, 2 for downtrodden, 4 for 2 temporary mana, so it automatically pays for the downtrodden reaction. And then 2, it's a +1 weapon. It's a sickle, so it's D4 +1. It has the downtrodden reaction, and that reaction, the downtrodden reaction, is downtrodden. Second level reaction power. When a creature you can see within reach of a melee weapon you are wielding gains the prone condition, you make an opportunity attack against it with that weapon. So if it is within reach of your reaping sickle, it's a +1 weapon normally, and it has downtrodden. It's a second level power, so it costs 2 mana to use it. So you don't have you could have a reaping sickle that has downtrodden in it, but you don't provide any mana. You have to pay for that mana out of your own pocket to make it work. So it becomes like an item that has like a spell scroll sort of effect inside of it. Well, not really, because the spell scroll is paid for. It basically becomes like an extra, like this sickle I'm now prepared. I can use downtrodden with this sickle. When I let go of the sickle, I can't use it anymore. Otherwise, I have to prepare downtrodden as a power that I can prepare. But in the magic item, so I get access to downtrodden for 2 points, and then for 4 points, we have the temporary mana. And so temporary mana, again, here going up, we can see 2 temporary mana is worth 4. And basically that means is that every time you use a power, like if I had 2 powers in that weapon, like downtrodden and say precise attack. Precise attack is a second rank exploit. For me to make that exploit free for you to use, every time you use that sickle, I have to pay for 2 mana. I could pay for just 1 mana for 2. So that's only worth 2 crafting points, but now every time you use the reaping sickle to downtrodden or make precise attacks, you would have to pay for 1 of the mana out of your own pocket, because the item is going to pay for 1 of them. But it gets a lot more expensive the more mana you're investing. Higher level powers, bigger effects, more mana gets dumped into it. You see how that works? So that's the system. That's basically what we're building here. So when we left off, let's go down to armor. Yeah, cast off armor, 1 point. It's basically a cantrip. You can doff and don the armor. You can doff the armor as a magic action, as opposed to like a minute. Where is the last thing that we were working on? I know I had it noted. I had it listed up here. Proof of concept, examples, armor, deflection, catching shield, implements, weapons. I could swear I had written down where we had left off. Oh, there we go. Nope, that's just consumable item comments. Come on, you stupid. Anyway. One more second, and then we'll just dive into somewhere. Reaping sickle. That's so fun. All right, well, whatever. I can't find it. So let's just go into our magic item list. We already did animated shield. We know that. Armor of gleaming. The armor never gets dirty. Great. Armor of gleaming. Sure. Let's do that real quick. Arrow catching shield. That's right. Arrow deflecting shield is a higher. Hold on. Was it armor of gleaming? There we go. We'll go common. And what's it in the book? Yeah, common. Appropriate. One equals cantrip. 1 equals armor never gets dirty. Cantrip. Prestidigitation, clean stuff. And since it doesn't cost any mana, it doesn't require any mana to expend it, so it's either just always or at will. Very simple. Like a stone of light. That's going to require 1 point because it has the light cantrip cast on it, and it's just perpetual. It's now a stone of light. I could have it set up so I could turn it off and on, or I can just have it or I can decide just to turn it on and it just stays on. Because the mana cost is paid for because there is no mana cost. Thus, it's a common magic item. So, super simple. Armor of invulnerability. We already did this. Oh, I guess we already did that one. Okay, well, that's my fault. Armor of invulnerability, resistance, armor +1, +3, catching, deflecting, cast off armor. Demon armor, you can doff this armor as a magic action. Demon armor. Oh, yeah, there it is. We'll pick up here on Monday night. There we are. Demon armor. We got there, guys. Cheers. And thanks for folks that are checking out the channel. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're just gonna build stuff here. We're going through all the armor, weapons, implements, and armaments first, breaking them down into the point system just to see how well it aligns and just to basically get used to doing it. And then we're going to expand on that and build our own items. And these are all going to be in the magic item chapter of the Martial Powers book that we're building. Whew, boy, yeah, that's going to be a lot. It's a lot. So demon armor, armor light, it's very rare in the DMGs. So let's just go ahead and note that off the bat. A DMG, very rare. Armor, while wearing this armor, you get a +1 bonus to armor class. So that's going to be 2 points equals +1 enchantment. And you know Abyssal. In addition, the armor's clawed gauntlets allow you to make unarmed strikes that deal D8 slashing damage. So +1 bonus armor class, you know Abyssal. That's a language, so it's going to be 1 equals no Abyssal language, because that's basically like a cantrip sort of effect. Clawed gauntlets allow you to do unarmed strikes to deal D8 slashing damage instead of the usual bludgeoning damage, and you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls of your unarmed strikes. So we'll put that down under 2 points for martial. Oh wait, yeah, it's gonna be is that a general feat or is that just a basic feat? Let's go. Hold on, real quick. Let's jump into our document again, real quick. And let's go to the beginning. Feats. I think Savage Attacker qualifies for that, so let's go check out Savage Attacker real quick. Otherwise, we'll have to go 2 points for like Brawler or something like that. Come on, buddy. There we go. Tavern Brawler is an origin feat. Unarmed Strike. Enhanced Unarmed Strike. When you hit with an Unarmed Strike, you can deal D4 plus your strength. Savage Attacker. Once per turn, you can hit with a weapon. and you can roll the weapon's damage twice. Use either roll against... Okay, well, this just basically has built-in weapons. I can probably just call those Cestus or something. Power Attack, Tavern Brawler. There it is. So let's go with 2... Let's just go with 1 point value equals Slashing Claws, 1d8 damage. This is basically a weapon, so we're just kind of installing that in. I'm just going to BS that as a cantrip. +1 enchantment. Do I need a +1 enchantment twice? +1 AC enchantment. Yeah, I do. 2 equals +1 weapon enhancement. What else you got? What else do you do? Oh, it's cursed, huh? Well, we don't build curses here. Once you don this cursed armor, you can't doff it unless you are targeted by a remove curse. While wearing the armor, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against demons and on saving throws against their spells and and their special abilities. Okay, well, without the curse, it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. It'd be 6 points, which is only rare. So this isn't particularly... The reason why we see rarity levels where they're at, like a +1 armor is rare, and then very rare, and then legendary. Those are basically your 3 rarities in the Dungeon Master's Guide for equipment, for armor. And the reason that is because while leather armor only costs 15 gold pieces, full plate armor costs like 1,500. And 1,500 is more than 400, less than 4,000, so that means it's automatically rare. So adding on additional enchantments and effects increases the rarity beyond its base. In this system, we decouple the cost of the item from the enchantment. If you don't have full plate armor and you want to make full plate demon armor, you can. You're going to build the armor for 1,600 or like 800 because of half cost, and then you're going to do the enchantment. You're going to do them at the same time, but they have separate costs. They don't just mean that it becomes a very rare magic item automatically. It's like, no, it only has rare levels of crafting points. So it's quick to build that alongside however long it's going to take to process 1,600 gold pieces worth of armor production. So those things weave together, but they're actually separate components that don't affect each other. Like there is no very rare value to a sword unless it's magical. It's just an expensive sword, right? So that's your difference in cost. But the system does break it down to a value of 100, 400, 4,000, 40,000, 200,000 gold. So you can have degrees. Like in Pathfinder 2 and other systems, you can have breaking points. At level 1, you can make common stuff. At level 5, you can make uncommon. At level 6, you can make rare. At level 9, you can make common at 1, uncommon at 5, rare at 9, very rare at 13, and then legendary at 17, and epic levels. If you play epic levels, that's where the domain of artifacts are, but they're beyond the normal mortal capability of producing. Like, they'd have multi points. And your DM might, again, allow you to stack up points with continuing cost and spend time of upgrading that item to be like your mega legendary item pseudo artifact. But we're capping it basically at legendary plus. Is that your point value? So the demon armor, it's only and then curse. There. The disadvantage attack and save versus demons. We don't technically have a curse value on this stuff, but it's versus maybe I'm not going to assign a point value for adding curses because that's going to ask people to min-max. It's like, hey, when's the next time I'm going to fight a demon, right? It's cursed, so technically I shouldn't make it. I didn't realize it was cursed until I was making it, but it doesn't even say it's cursed. What does that triangle mean? A. I don't know what A stands for. What about Dragon Scale Mail? Okay, we'll have more fun with Dragon Scale Mail. So I'm going to leave it here for reference. We don't publish cursed items around here. But we'll leave it there for just for because we did it. Dragon scale mail. DMG, very rare. But is it actually worth the value of very rare? Let's find out together. Dragon scale mail is made from the scales of one kind of dragon. Sometimes dragons collect their cast-off scales and gift them. Other times, hunters carefully preserve the hide of a dead dragon. And in either case, dragon scale mail is highly valued. While wearing this armor, you get a +1 bonus to your armor class and have advantage on saving throws against the breath weapon of dragons. And you have resistance to one type of damage. You have saving. Okay, so let's go with 2 points equals +1 AC enchantment. And then this is the defense. That's going to be adaptive resistance. So let's go to our general feats. Let's go to adaptive resistance. So first rank, as a first level sustained power, so once you turn it on, it stays on until you change it. You have resistance to one or more types of damage by sustaining the listed amount of mana for each. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, those are 1 mana each. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing is 2 points. Force, necrotic, psychic, radiant, thunder, they're 2 points each. So at 17th level, I can sustain 5 mana worth of powers. So at 17th level, I would be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have all 5 of these damage types. Or like I could have BPS and fire and force. Like I could be resistant to all 3 of those things if I wanted to turn all those things on. Moreover, you have advantage on any saving throw you are forced to make against an effect that deals a damage type you have resistance to from sustaining this power. So if I have, say, fire dragon, red dragon scale mail, then that's going to be 1 point. That's going to be, I would have resistance to fire damage and any saving throw that I can make to reduce the amount of damage I take from fire. I get advantage with that. That's better than just dragon breath fire. Again, these things are flavorful and fancy because they don't actually have a point buy system that goes behind it. They're just making these things off of feels. So, +2 enchantment bonus, 2 points equals level 1 power sustained. Let's see, level 1 power. We go. What was it? Level 1. Level 1 power sustained. I'm still figuring out the nomenclature for this. Adaptive resistance, and is always going to be on. So that's going to be an extra 4 points for being perpetual. Equals perpetual duration. So that's 8 points. And 8 points is, you know it, I know it, very rare. 16K for those dragon scale mail, but it's not bad. That is accurate. So that is aligning with what the book is proposing. Cheers. I honestly don't care if it does or not. We're just doing this for the test. 8 equals very rare. So we're going to notate it like this to demonstrate what it is, and then we're going to describe it. If it was okay, so that's important to keep in mind. Dragon armor, right? Basic acid. These are the basic types of basic dragons: acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison damage. Those are your basic damage types. The DMG the DMG has every type. Is it every type? Nope. It's just the 5 basic types because it's dragon armor. There you go. So that actually aligns really well. If it allowed more exotic stuff, we would have to up the cost. We'd have to increase the cost by 2 points? No, 1 point. Is it 1 point? 2 points? How many points? Where'd my document go? I'm lost in the sauce. Here we go. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have this up and running. I wanted to have a second document running so I didn't have to flip back and forth. I didn't have to scroll so much. This document's linked down below. It's all the initial playtesting and rough draft forms of all the classes and subclasses that exist in the game from 2014 on, published by Wizards of the Coast for literally everything. Like, it has the Mystic UA in here converted into the spell point system that we use. The entire all 14 classes with every subclass ever published is in here. When we build out a document, we publish it. This document goes away because it's no longer relevant. It's not even the accurate language. This is just like shorthand, fast language to get the point across without worrying about hard coding it to actual like PHP type language. Because I can only publish one form of one style of language for this system in 5e on DMsGuild. I can take ideas from this in the future and extract them into other books that I could sell elsewhere, like my elemental system, for example, would be great for this, but I'd have to change the language on everything a little bit, like change the name from Power Gear to Power, Magic Items, or Magic Items to Power Gear, or whatever. There's caveats that you can use. Anyone can use mechanics, but you have to word them differently. They have to be expressed differently to copyright. It's the expression of them that's copyrighted, not the actual mechanics themselves. So I build these playtest documents, and I leave them up here for you guys to take a look at. They're read-only, but anyone that joins my Discord server and is interested in getting into this stuff, I will make them available to you. So there's our point values and our durations. I'd say a second level 2 powers. There you go, 3 points. That would still be. It's only level 1 power is 2 points. Level 2 power. Level 3 power, it would still be, even if we had force damage or other types of damage, it would still be very rare because the point value would not exceed 7 points in this format. 9 points. It's already 8 points, and go to 9 points. That's well within the curve of what a very rare magic item point value is. So either way, it would still work. Anyway, Pontification Nation, Kearney, keep on keeping on. Next is Dwarven Plate. What are you all about? This plate is +2 armor. In addition, if an effect moves you against your will along the ground, you can take a reaction to reduce the distance you move by 10 feet. Oh my. Okay, I've got better. I've got a better one than this. But we'll build it out as close as we can. Let's create some space there. All right, Dwarven Plate. Very rare. All right, let's build. +2 armor. What's the point value on that? I think it's 4. See, this is much quicker. +2 enchantment's 4. There you go. And if you're going to get pushed along the ground, you can use a reaction to reduce the distance. Let's go with... Okay, so we're going to go look at the 3rd level power Anchor. Anchor is a level 3 reaction power, so it costs 3 mana to use it. Trigger, when a creature you can see within range is moved by an effect, teleports or transports to another plane of existence, you attempt to interrupt the creature immediately before it leaves the space it occupies, forcing it to make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the target's speed becomes 0. It can't teleport or transport to another plane of existence until the start of its next turn. Additionally, until this effect ends, the target gains a hover condition and it can't be moved by any effect. So it's a little bit more radical than what the Dwarven Plate is proposing, but let's build it anyway. So we're going to build basically Dwarven armor is basically anchored, and we're going to make it self-only. So we can reduce the cost of it by making it self-only. So level 3 power is worth 4 points. Anchor, level 3 power reaction. 3 temporaries, 3 temporary mana is worth 6 equals 3 temporary mana. Anchor. It's self-only, and you can always fail your own saving throws, and you can target yourself with this if you want. There's nothing in the power that says you can't do that, so that's fully legal. When a creature you can see moves within range, which is 60 feet, moves within range, is moved by an effect, teleports or transports to another plane of existence. There you go. That's me. So if someone tries to banish me, I can throw anchor on myself, and I'm not going to go anywhere. So the banish will fail. It can't send me away. Anchor equals, okay, so, but it's going to be me only. So I want to add a caveat about that. Suspended or reaction durations, 1 round per day, no added cost. Perpetual. Perpetual is infinite use, reaction, sustained duration. That's what we should do. Sustained duration. And we should have, let's go with maneuver, reaction, targeting. Let's go with self only equals half cost. Let's try that. Self only equals half cost. So this would be 14 points. Let's see. Anchor. One half equals self target only. So that total point value will be 7. Rare. It's at the high end of rare. Yeah, 7 points is high end of rare for 40K. And in the DMG, it is, drum roll, very rare. It's very rare, and it's only rare for us. Okay, cool. Efreet Chain, legendary. DMG, legendary. All right, +3 enchantment bonus, +3, that's 6 points. AC, enchantment. I got that right, didn't I? Wait, here. Yeah, 6 points, +3 enchantment. Okay. You have immunity to fire damage, and you know Primordial. In addition, you can stand on and move across molten rock as if it were solid ground. Immunity to fire. Oh boy. Okay, so okay, let's build it. We can build that. We have things that can build that, but it's way overclocking what it needs to do. So we're going to go with indestructible. Let's see, level 4 power is 5 points. 5 equals indestructible. That's going to be a level 4 power sustained. And it's perpetual, so that's going to be a 4-point bonus equals sustained perpetual. 1, no primordial language. Let's go with walking on a surface. That's basically abundant step. So that's 2 points. Abundant step. That's level 1 power exploit. And it's going to be 3 points equals 1 temporary mana. Abundant step. 1 temporary mana is only worth 2 points. Sorry. Okay, let's look at Indestructible real quick for reference, shan't we? So many powers. There it is. Indestructible. Way overdoing what we needed to do. Well, kind of, but not really. You gain resistance to all damage, and attacks can't crit. In addition, as a reaction to taking damage, you can dismiss this power and gain immunity to that type of damage until the end of your next turn. So we gain immunity as a reaction, perpetual, indestructible, so we can turn it on over and over again for all damage and then become immune to any type of damage. If we instead constrict this to just a single type of damage, instead of resistance making immunity, so the reaction is always active, that's still going to be 4 points on 5. I think that's okay. So that's we're kind of having to make stuff up to kind of jive it into working, because again, the DMG doesn't need to have, like, this doesn't have to trace things to specific powers. It can just make up shit that it thinks is cool and give it a value. But we're trying to actually, again, build a point value around these that are somewhat consistent. So if the indestructible and sustained perpetual, if we were to, you're always immune, you have the abundant step. How many points is this? 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 points? It's legendary, huh? If we were to cut this value in half, let's go. Divide by 2 equals indestructible, only immune to fire. There, so that'd be 6. Round, let's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If we rounded it down, it'd be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's technically 1 point over the value that we have for legendary items, so it kind of qualifies. We had to squint at it sideways. It'd be worth 240,000 gold, but it's still 15-point value. So what if we perpetual indestructible, only immune to fire? Yeah, I like that, because the reaction power gives you the immunity. We're making it a perpetual use, so we can make it perpetual immunity. Divided by 2, because there's only one ability, or only one damage type. If we brought it down 2/3. We can go here with 1/2. Half total. We should block these in. We don't get a half value for indestructible because you're the only one that can be affected by it anyway. That's 2/3. That's going to be 9 points, 10 points, 11, 12, 13, 14. There you go, 14 points. Okay, so can we? So the reason why I'm milking the system like this, bending this, is to see that over the course of all these items, are we finding patterns and replicate? Like, are we duplicating caveats? Because if we duplicate enough caveats, we build a rule around that. So we're in the process of building rules around like only targeting yourself with the reaction as opposed to somebody else. And then limiting the scope of something like the indestructible sustained power. What did we do? We have the invulnerable armor of invulnerability. Was that it? +5 destruction is +4 now, and not 3. So it's 4. And then reaction +1 can be invulnerable 1 type of damage for 10 minutes a day. Oh, yeah, that's a duration thing. Sustained. Durations, 2 points for 10 minutes. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, let's keep looking at this one. I lost it. Where'd you go? Damn it. Sorry, guys. There it is. Indestructible, indestructible, indestructible reaction. Oh, we added 5 to the indestructible reaction. Armor and vulnerability is legendary anyway, isn't it? Now I'm just really interested. Hold on. Legendary, right. Okay. That's 5, 9, 14, 16. DMG legendary. Okay, so that's technically it's 16 points here, but am I overpricing it? Yes, I am, because it's only going to be... Wait, it's all types of damage in here. And then invulnerable to 1 type of damage for 10 minutes. That's why we spiked that to 10 minutes. Don't technically need... Okay, I'm... thinking this through, looking at the sustained duration, effect duration. Let's go power duration. Maneuver, reaction, targeting, self only. So 10 minutes per day, you get the reaction of invulnerability. That's +2 points. The armor is perpetual unto itself, giving you resistance to everything. That works. Is that literally how it's written? Let's go double check it real quick. Oh, you only have resistance to BPS. Metal shell. And you're immune to BPS for 10 minutes. Oh, really? Interesting. Ours is everything. It's you're resistant to all damage, and then for 10 minutes you're immune to a specific one. We could make it. We could drop that value 2/3 because there's only one type. BPS is only one type. So if we were to do that, 2/3 equals BPS only. PBS. BPS only. And then indestructible reaction, again, 2/3 equals BPS only. Let's try that. I feel like we should round down. So that would be 6 points there, and this would be 2 points. That's 8 points, 9, 10 points. And 10 points is almost legendary. It's just very rare. If it was one more point, it'd be legendary. So it's almost legendary. It is, after all, just BPS resistance. That's not so bad. Anyway, all right, let's keep at it. Dwarven plate, Efreet chain. That's right. And then, yeah, we were looking at abundant step for the Efreet chain. Only immune to fire. That feels right. Okay. Indestructible. Oh, reaction only. Sustained perpetual. Only immune to fire. So I don't have to pay for the resistance. I just need the immunity, and the immunity is the reaction. And to make that perpetual, it's still only 4. It's still 4 points, regardless of. Okay, yeah, that all works. Okay, great. This actually folds together nicely. That actually worked. Okay, cool. Let's carry on. Elven chain +1. Okay, Elven chain. DMG equals rare. Again, all armor in the DMG is going to be rare, whether it deserves it or not. 2 points for +1 AC enchantment. You're considered trained in the armor, even if you lack training in medium or heavy armor. That's a proficiency bonus. Equals proficiency. Armor training, and we don't know what type it is, so it's going to be either medium or heavy. It just depends on what you go with. So that's 4 points, and that equals 1, 2, 3, 4 uncommon. That feels correct to me. Again, with the scaling I go with, we have the 5 scales: common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary, and that's basically equating to level 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. But beyond that, it is the size of the community where you can expect to be able to get these things. Hamlets are up to 100 people. Villages are up to 1,000 people. Towns are up to 10,000 people. Cities are up to 100,000 people. Metropolis are more than 100,000 people. So second tier community, a village, an elven village, an elven blacksmith, an elven artificer would be able to make Elven Chain as a 4-point value, because the second ranked community is going to have NPCs that can create the second tier magic items, which in this case is uncommon, which is where the Elven Chain is at. So if you have a village of anywhere from 101 to 1,000 elves, you can expect somebody there skilled enough to make Elven Chain. There you go. You want your team to get Elven Chain? Get them to a village of at least 101 to 1,000. The more the number, the more likely it is you're going to find a blacksmith that can do it, or an artificer, perhaps, in this instance. Elven, like 11. I always spell it with an I. And spelled armor. You know I hate enspelled armor. Bound into this armor is a spell of level 8 or lower. The spell is determined when the armor is created and must belong to the Abjuration or Illusion School of Magic. The armor has 6 charges, regains 1d6 expended charges daily at dawn. While wearing the armor, you can expend 1 charge to cast its spell. And it has 1d6 charges. 6 gets them back. The level of the spell bound into the armor determines the spell's saving throw DC and attack bonus, as well as the item's rarity. Cantrip, uncommon, uncommon, rare, rare, very rare, legend, 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 legend. Okay, so the way that I work this is 1, 2 is common. Cantrip 1 is common, 2, 3 is uncommon, 4, 5 is rare, 6, 7 is very rare, 8, 9 is legendary, or a first tier community, a hamlet can potentially enchant a cantrip into an item for you. There's enough sedge witches running around, or hedge witches running around the fantasy world that, yeah, I can make you armor of gleaming, or like armor of like self-cleaning, whatever. Or like an item that carries. So the way that I like to do Enspelled Armor, it's not the way that they have it in the game, but my own personal rules. Enspelled Armor. They built this thing because marshals don't have spells. So give them armor that has spells, and now they're like now they're a fake caster. DMG equals uncommon to legendary. Let's go with we'll go varies. We'll go common. It has, for 2 points, it has a level 1 power spell. And in this version, it doesn't pay for anything for you. There's no mana. It just basically has that spell in it, and you can spend mana to make the thing work. But since it's in your armor, or like since it's an item, if your normal channeling limit is like, say you're level 1 and you get Enspelled Armor that has say a 3rd level power or spell built into it, you're not going to be able to use that because you don't have enough mana to be able to cast it. Excuse me, yawns. You'd have to be at least level 3 to be able to use that. Because it's going to take 3 mana, and when you use those 3 mana, it is gone, and you're done for the day. So the Enspelled Armor just basically gives you a use of a spell or power that you can overclock your mana spend on, because it'll take the mana. Even though you can only channel X amount of mana, like your spell, like your casting, the maximum power level or maximum spell level you can channel or cast is the amount of mana that you can channel or expend at one time. So building these items, like a legendary magic item, we don't go beyond 5th level with a legendary magic item. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, we'll figure it out. Let's figure it out. Oh yeah, okay. So it's Enspelled. So we're not actually providing. It's Enspelled Armor is. Let's see. This is a power stone built into armor. See power stone rules. I don't think I've actually fixed the official power stone rules yet. Power stones. Nope, I haven't actually done that. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to have to do it eventually. May as well do it now. So a mana crystal can be consumed as a bonus action to regain mana as below the destroyed. This destroys the crystal. I wanted to break this into mana crystal, and I want to have mana potions. Consumable. There, that's your consumable items. When you drink, when you consume a mana potion, you regain expended. You regain a number of expended mana equal to the amount, equal to the number listed, the number specified for the potion's rarity. There, and that's how that works. And then we have the mana crystal, which is when you are attuned to this crystal, you gain your mana pool increases by the amount, by a number equal to amount specified for the crystal's rarity. And then the rarity is common is 2, uncommon 3, rare 4, very rare 5, and legendary 6. There you go. It's a permanent item. It's going to give you more. Unless an item has been used in the last 24 hours, the crystal is always found with its full mana total. You can attune to multiple mana crystals in your possession. So you can stack. You only have 3 attunements. You can stack them up. If you have 3 legendary Mox crystals, then you're going to have an extra 18 mana. You shouldn't be getting access to these things until you are level 17, because you don't need an extra 6 mana until you get up to level 17, because 1 power is going to cost you 4, maybe 5 points. So the crystal is basically just giving you a free casting of that 1 spell. So having said that, that's basically our the mana crystals, and now we have power stones. So power stones is a power stone. This item is going to go requires attunement requires attunement. And the way that it works is this item, like this. When you attune to this item, let's word it differently. The power stone holds 1 spell or power. When you attune to this item, the stored power or spell, when you attune to this item, you have that power or spell prepared, even if you don't normally qualify to do so. You must expend mana as usual. Well, I don't know better wording right now. You must expend mana as usual each time you use the stone's stored power or spell. Let's go with rarity, power, spell. We'll go rarity like that. We'll go stone rarity, power level, mana expended. Common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary. Power level is 1. Common is 2. Rare is 3. Very rare is 4. Legendary is 5. Spell level 0, 1. 2 to 3. 4 to 5. 6 to 7. 8 to 9. Mana expended. 8 to 9. Actually, I don't need an expended category over here because it's the same as the spell level or power level. Get it? There we go. Magic traps we're going to come back to later. Basically, magic traps is you have a hunting trap, and you can enchant a hunting trap with a spell. So you can throw it as a utilize action, and we have powers. And like a rogue, for like a thief, for instance, has fast hands, can use can basically use a utilize action as a bonus action. So you can throw down a trap, and if somebody starts their turn or enters the space of the trap, it triggers and it basically pops the spell on them. Magic traps. So actually, we can just go ahead and do it. Magic traps. Let's see. A magic trap is a consumable power stone that triggers when a creature begins its turn or enters the space occupied by the trap. You can deploy a magic trap up to 20 feet away, up to 20 feet from you as a utilize action. And we have the power quick utility. Level 1 exploit power. While moving during your turn, as part of your movement during your turn, you can consume a potion or take the utilize action to use a non-magical tool or equipment that you can hold in one hand. You can deploy a magic trap up to 20 feet away from yourself as a utilize action. As a utilize action for a non-magical item. Yes, I like that. And those are our basic items. If the effect targets a single creature, the triggering creature is the target. If the effect has an area of effect, the trap is the origin of the area of effect. If the effect has a range of self, that affects with a line, cone, effect. The trap is the origin. and the direction of the line or cone is centered on the direction the triggering creature entered the space from, or if the trap is thrown into the space of a creature, the effect's direction is the same direction as the trap was thrown. There we go. So I can put a lightning bolt into a trap. I can throw the trap. It lands at you 20 feet. It pops because it's in your space. It's now your turn. It pops, and now it fires a lightning bolt, hitting you as a center point, and then threw you in the direction that I threw it. If I threw down the lightning bolt trap and then somebody came at it from sidewise, then the lightning bolt would go in that direction. So bear caution. But yeah, magic traps. I fucking love them. I think they're great devices for both artificers and rangers. I think I've allowed them in my game for well over a year at this point. I think they're super fun. Not a lot of people use them, but they're super fucking cool items. So I am happy to introduce them into the game. And you just provide a few examples, like magic trap, like lightning bolt would be a good one. Cure wounds is a great one. You run across a trap and it pops. Like you can throw the trap ahead of you while you're running, and then you can run over it, and then it hits you with the magic, and then you have a chain on it, so you can just pick it up behind you as you go. So keep chains on your traps so you can retrieve them and then re-enchant them later with a new effect. Once the trap triggers, it cannot trigger this way. Once the trap triggers, the magical effect is expended, regaining its power after 24 hours. Long rest. The language there's a little hinky. At dawn. There we go. Okay. So now we have the basic language for that stuff figured out. So Power Stone. So we go back to the Enspelled Armor. This is a Power Stone built into armor. See Power Stone rules above. So there you go. Enspelled Armor, Enspelled Weapon. This Power Stone, like there's a Power Stone in the hilt of your sword. Like there you go. I can cast a lightning bolt through it. Ploum. There you go. So I can basically, if I have 3 mana, I can hurl lightning bolt at any time. I'm just going to grab that and go down here to Enspelled Weapons since we're in the neighborhood. There you go. And then weapon, weapon, weapon. All right, let's keep going. Enspelled Armor. That was a fun trance. That was a fun little traipse, wasn't it? I enjoyed it. Hey, folks. Again, this document is in the description down below. It's read-only, but you can click into it, and you can literally join me on page 258. You are all most welcome to be here. A hunter's trap is 25 gold pieces, and then you enchant it with, the spell effect. Cure Wounds is a great one. I mean, it's only once, so there you go. But you can have a bunch of them in spell armor. So let's let's keep going on. Glamored studded leather. Okay, glamored studded leather. Rare, according to the DMG. +1 bonus. 2 points equals +1 AC and enchantment. You can take a bonus action to cause the armor to assume the appearance of a normal set of clothing or some kind of armor. You decide what it looks like, including the color, style, accessories, but the armor retains its normal bulk and weight. The illusory appearance lasts until you use this property again or doff the armor. Made from tough or flexible leather. Studded leather reinforces blah. Rare, huh? That's like a alter self spell. But we can go with 2 equals power armor, level 1 sustained, and was it 3 points equals 2 10 mana, or is it 4 points? I forgot. Good thing I have a tab open. One temporary mana is 2 points. Thank you. I only need 1 temporary mana because the first level. Okay, so this is what power armor is. Power armor and its companion, power shield. So power armor, level 1 sustained power. So I tap 1 mana, it stays on at level 1. I can only have 1 sustained power on at a time. So I can't have power armor and power shield active at the same time at level 1, but by level 5, I can sustain 2 mana at once, and I could have power armor and power shield. So what is it? Armor class is 14 plus your maximum power level. So a level 1 character, a level 1 channeler, it's armor class 15. And it's just an enchantment. It has no weight to it. It could have any kind of, you could make it look like something if you wanted to. I could probably add a blurb. You can make it look like armor if you want to, but essentially that's what power armor is. It's basically creating an enchantment buff around your character. So that's 6 points. So that's rare. So this power armor, like this would be armor class 17, this glamored studded leather. That's not what it's intended to do. Actually, what the studded leather is probably intended to equals 1 equals cosmetic, cantrip, cosmetic appearance, cantrip effect. So that's only 3 points. So that actually makes it uncommon, which makes more sense to me. I don't think that needs to be rare. But again, armor's minimum is rare because of the value of full plate. Granted, this is glamored studded leather, so that doesn't make any sense. Hey, what's up? Oh my God, it's Streamboo. Hey, Streamboo, what's going on, my big guy? I appreciate you coming here and breaking this, the monotony of not dealing with bots. So cheers to you, Bates. We just call it uncommon. DMG, it's rare. So we already understand that discrepancy. But hey, now you know what power armor is. So at level 5, as like a level 5 rogue, you gain proficiency with the power shield. So your rogue could have armor class 16 from the power armor, plus 3 from the power shield. So it's now armor class 19 and has no penalties to dexterity, has no weight, doesn't require any proficiencies. There you go. It doesn't even have to hold the shield. Fun stuff. Mariner's armor. Okay. DMG equals uncommon, an uncommon armor. Oh my god. Okay, I stand corrected. We've found an uncommon set of armor. While wearing this armor, you have a swim speed equal to your speed. In addition, if you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, you immediately gain D4 hit points. The armor can't heal anyone again until the next dawn. So it's 1d4 hit points once. Okay, I'm going to skip that. We're going to go with aquatic adaptation instead. So it doesn't give any armor class bonuses. We're just going to go 2 points equals aquatic adaptation, which is level 1 sustained. And we're going to add 4 points to it equals sustained perpetual. That's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's rare. Our value is actually higher than theirs. 6 equals rare. I'll show you aquatic adaptation. Oh, aquatic anatomy. Thank you. Aquatic anatomy. Again, this book's going to get published on DMsGuild. It'll be a 100% free preview. And the mock-up of all these powers are already inside this, are inside the document that's linked down below. This is just the more official version of it. So level 1 sustained power, magic action or bonus action to activate, self, it's sustained. You can breathe water and gain a swim speed equal to twice your speed. Moreover, you don't have disadvantage on melee weapon attack rolls from attacking underwater. So, yeah, there you go. You basically become waterborne. Yeah, it doesn't heal you D4 hit points. I'll give you that. But you can breathe underwater, so you don't have a chance of dying, so you don't need the hit points. I'm going to just say that's better. The sustained perpetual. We could reduce the sustained perpetual down to like 10 minutes because it's just like a life preserver maybe of some sort, and that would drop the value down to 4, which would make it uncommon. But we can just leave it on all day, so you can just swim underwater and just live underwater if you want to. Honestly, but Mariner's armor, making it last sustained. Let's just do that, 10 minutes. Per day. Which means that you would be able to get this in any fishing village with more than 100 people. They would have the potential, not automatically, but it would be reasonable to assume that there would be somebody that would be able to add this effect on. Not perpetual. That would be very rare. You'd have to go to a town with more than 1,000 people to potentially find somebody capable of producing that, and you might not be their priority, but could potentially do that. So, but yeah, fishing community. More than 100 people, small village. This is a reasonable enchantment. If they had an artificer in house, they could easily make these things. Mithril. Technically, that's not magic. It's just mithril material, so we're going to skip that. Ooh, plate armor of etherealness. I like. DMG equals, I bet, very rare. Legendary. Oh man, we can buy into this guy. Okay, cool. What do you do for me? While you're wearing this armor, you can make magic action and a command word to gain the effect of the etherealness spell. The spell ends immediately if you remove the armor or take a magic action to repeat the command word. This property of armor can't be used again until the next dawn. Where's my mouse over? Ugh, there's no mouse over right now, apparently. 8-hour duration. Okay, it's just a power stone. So, plate armor of etherealness. What level was that spell? That's not legendary. Well, according to them, it would be legendary, but according to, we know better. Power stone. Storing the etherealness spell. That's very rare. It casts it for you for free, though. What is our... Okay, that actually does matter. I think we can fake that. Hold on. I bet we can BS that. Let's see what we can do. Hold on. Yeah, it holds the item, but doesn't pay for it for you. It would be expensive. It would be expensive to crack that off. We don't have, Power Stones don't pay for the cost. We don't have just random magic items for 8th level. This system wasn't designed to work above 5th level because martial powers don't work above 5th level. Like, it's a half casting system, so it doesn't go above 5. So I don't have rules for 7 mana. I just don't. So maybe we just make that worth 5 points. Since that's our ceiling. No, it's 10 points. 10 points is our ceiling. 7 points, it's 7th level. 7th level is already very rare, which on the generous side would be 8 points. Plus 10, that's 18 points. That's like 320,000 gold worth of legendary points. I mean, it's above 11. It's above 10 points, so it's going to be legendary. Power Stone, storing the etherealness spell. Casts once per day for you. Sure. Let's go legendary. Nope. Very rare. Equals. And then rarity, how about this? Rarity plus 1 equals cast once per day, no cost. And it could increase rarity for extra uses. That would put it at legendary. Technically, there's only 4 levels of power. Let's see. Casting for free increase the rarity. Increase the rarity by +1 for each free casting per day. Legendary can do so for free once. So, common magic, and so a common power, it could trigger it once as a first level power, once for free, and that would make it uncommon instead of common. Oh, I now see why the Enspelled starts at uncommon. That makes sense because it's paying for use of it. But what's the rarity value of a cantrip scroll? Am I correct about that? I'm suddenly very curious. Hold on. Magical scroll. How about just scroll? Ooh, I'm kind of excited here. Ah ha ha ha! Yes. See, they only make 9th level legendary. I think 8 should be legendary as well. Oh my god, that's so perfect. This makes so much sense. If it doesn't cast the spell for you, common to legendary. If it casts the spell once for you, it's uncommon or higher. The Enspelled armor, the Enspelled weapons, they're uncommon or higher in value. That works out really well. This jives. This like actually works with the system as intended. Like a lot of it actually works. It's not perfect, but a lot of these point values are lining up just fine. That's a good caveat to have. I love this. So like you could have a first level power and you could have it active 4 times per day. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd become legendary to have it that 4 times. Maybe it should be 1 for +1, 2 or 3 for +2. 1 up to 4. 6, 8, 10 times? Now let's leave it at +1 per. That's fine. That's fine. What time is it? It's 8:30. How long have I been doing this? Like an hour and a half so far? Yeah, I got a little more juice left in me. Let's see. Let's see if I can get done with with armor today. I think we're getting close to being done with armor. So let's see if we can get that done. Sentinel Shield. DMG equals uncommon. How do you do? Advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. The shield is emblazoned with the symbol of an eye. Shields required to utilize that. Oh, interesting. Advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. Isn't that just the alert feat? That'd be 2 points. You can add your proficiency bonus to the roll. That's not perfect. Initiative swap. And then we get advantage on, okay, so 2 points equals alert feat. And then you get the advantage on wisdom. That's a skill. There it is. Let's go to instant skill. That's what it's called. Instant skill. Level 1 sustained power. You gain proficiency in one skill or with one tool of your choice per mana sustaining this power. If you're already proficient in the chosen skill or tool, you instead gain expertise, including a skill or tool you have proficiency in from sustaining this power. That's proficiency, but then it gives you expertise. Hey, what's going on, Steve? It's good to see you, my dude. I don't know. Is expertise or is a proficiency bonus better than advantage? Generally, advantage is worth +5. +5 is basically worth level 13 proficiency. It's worth, yeah. I don't think I have something that just gives you advantage. Let me double check real quick. Maybe we do. Let's go to the big list. Let's check our exploits. So far, with aquatic anatomy, I think it's going great. Exploit powers. Here we go. Hold on. What is it? Yeah, we're almost done. Cool. While holding the shield, you have advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. Wisdom perception checks. I don't think we have something that just maps directly over to that, but I lost it again. Hold on. Wisdom perception checks. So, quick assessment. Quick assessment might have it. You can use a bonus action to take the search and study action. No, that's not the same. Hold on, we'll get there. If not, it feels like it would be basically the value of a feat. So it's like 2 points. I think that'd be fine. For perpetual advantage on a single skill, I think that'd be fine. Slippery, subtle channeling, abundant step, precise attack. I don't have these hyperlinked yet, but I will. Cliff runner, close quarter, crouching, empowered. Empowered ability. That's the one. Hey, what's up? Listening to some Hawkwind after our Harporia game. Oh, right on. I don't know Hawkwind yet. I will make a note to myself to check out Hawkwind. All right, I've got you queued up to check it out later. Choose one ability score. You have advantage on ability checks and saving throws with that ability. Kicker 1. Roll 1 power die per mana kicked, adding the highest roll to the total of the D20 test. So empowered ability, it costs 2. Perpetual is 6. Divided by 2/3 because instead of it being every wisdom check and saving throw, it's just perception. So that feels like it's worth a feat to me. So let's make that 2 points equals... advantage on wisdom, perception checks. And since we're doing that, we could just go with advantage on advantage on initiative rolls. That's worth 4 points. 4 equals uncommon. How about that? How about that? Kind of works. So now we have a certain die roll. Advantage on a specific die roll is a +2 value. Ability check, a form of ability check or saving throw. That sounds... Saving throws are probably actually worth 3, not 2. Okay, let's add that to our stack of caveats. We have a growing list of caveats. I'm not sure how far I want this to sprawl, but we keep finding modifications, to like caveats, and we're codifying those things. So as we keep going, let's keep codifying them. 2 points, advanced damage, general feats, level 1 power, advantage on 1. Skill, 2, and then we'll go with 3 points is advantage on 1 save. We'll make that worth 3. So far, so good, so what? Codifying this stuff. This is why we do this, to codify it. In the end, we're going to have a codex of basically point value things to do different stuff. It'll be self-tracking. It'll build in. And then when you, like, say, have an artificer, like your second level artificer can have up to 2 crafting points put into a magic item. Whatever that build is, you get the plan for that, and then you can make that item. It's like you can dream up a comment, like we'll probably make it like, I haven't actually built this out because the point system is different from what I was originally looking at. But for the artificer, this is what I was originally thinking. But I think I want to track this differently. I want to do 2. If I did 2, okay, hold on. No. This is actually, I think, going to be okay. 1 point, that's going to be like a weapon mastery. Like you can infuse a weapon mastery into a type of weapon that isn't normally there. An alternate damage type: acid, cold, fire, poison, lightning damage instead of its normal damage. An origin feat, like you can have like Savage Attacker in like your Cestus claws. So that's reasonable, I think, for a level 2 artificer. And then they get to level 4, it becomes 2 points. Hold on, let's do it like this. Yeah, half your artificer level rounded up. So that would be 2 is 1 point. 3 equals 2 points. Common. Yes. 5 equals 3 points. Equals uncommon. 7 equals 4 points. Uncommon. 9 equals 5 points. Rare. So you're getting the rarity at the level that you're reaching. At level 5, you should be able to do uncommon because the 1, 5, 9, 13, 7. This is perfect. This actually works out really well. I am surprised by this. Level 2 is when you get the feature. Level 6, you're in uncommon. Level 9, you're in rare. Level 10, you're in rare. Level 14, you're still in rare. And then 17 plus gets you into very rare. Okay, anyway, well, whatever. 6 points, rare. Let's just finish out the chart. 13, 7 points, rare. 15 is 8 points, is very rare. 17 is 9 points, very rare. And then pièce de résistance, 10, also very rare. Can't quite get the artificer, can you? Can't a legendary. Just can't quite get the legendary. Legendary is 11 points or more, and we fall 1 short, which is fine because in the Soul of the Artifice, they can only create items up to very rare. They can't just spawn legendary magic items. They can spawn very rare magic items. So this is actually tracking to the power curve they already have built into the Artificer. This table is completely legit. So that's fantastic fucking news. Again, an Artificer, when they have their magical plans, once they gain the replicate magic item ability, they can choose their magic plans and they can change them whenever you gain a level. You might get more, but you can switch one plan that already exists when you gain a level. And so an Artificer could take a stack of magic items that are already in the magic item list that are in the Forge of the Artifice book, but you can also craft power gear. And we're going to add magical traps, power stones, mana potions, and I think there's something else. Anyway, whatever. Those items get added to the list. And then now also it's or create power gear up to crafting points equals half your level round up. So at level 2, when you gain replicate item, you can craft a power gear of your own design. You can wish those plans into existence, and then you can build them using those plans. So you basically get to design your own art. You get to design your own magic gear, whether it's weapon, armor, implement, or armament. Those are basically the 4 types of things that you can create with power gear. So this is tracking. This is actually all sitting together kind of nicely. So let's sally forth. This is turning out really great. Is this below? Yeah, it's below that. It should be above. Artificer. Artificer replicate item table. This will 100% be in the book that we are literally designing. And once I get done with armor here in like 20 minutes, I will take a hot moment to open up the document that we've been working on just so you guys can see what it looks like. Power gear. There. We'll put the Artificer replicate items first. Actually, yeah. This is good for now. Good enough. New magic items. I test me. This is technically Chapter 4. Magic items. All right, get back to work, you lazy hump. Shield of expression. The front of the shield is shaped in the likeness of a face. It's a bonus action. You can change the expression of the face. Okay, sure. It's like minor illusion. Sure. Let's take time and build that out. So what's it called? Shield of Jesus Christ. Common? Yes. Hey, we're into the shields. Shield of expression. Changes with a, that's not the right language, but fuck you, bonus action. Cantrip effect. There. That was easy. What else? Missile attraction, that's cursed stuff. And we skip curses because you can't calibrate a curse. Shield of the Cavalier. Ooh. The Dash likes. Shield of the Cavalier. What's up? Hey, Chrono. Let me... Oh, wait. I missed this. Sorry, I've been in my own space. What about the power curve with Wish for making items? Let me rephrase. Creating legendary magic items with Wish as a full caster by permanently sacrificing mana. Yeah, with the way that I do wishes, you can permanently sacrifice mana to create, to make your wish come true without DM fuckery. Basically, it's something that you can do at level 20, so it's a capstone feature for any full caster that wants to use that system. A Warlock will beseech their patron, and as a result, they can burn some of their pack mana or sacrifice Mystic Arcanum to have their wish come true permanently as an exchange of power. A cleric can pray a prayer, a miracle. Sorry, can have a greater miracle, sacrificing mana to permanently make whatever their miracle come to truth. A sorcerer, bard, and sorcerer, they can all just cast wish, burn mana from their mana pool to have that wish come true. We don't have wish in this book, so that's beyond the capacity of what this is worth. However, once we rebuild the martial power, the color mana spell point variant rules for full casters, that is a worthwhile conversation. So actually, let's take a hot second and go take a look at what the limits of wish are. Wish. Great question. Wish. This will fall under the fancy category. Object creation. You create one object worth 25,000 gold pieces that isn't a magic item. Spell immunity, sudden learning, roll, reroll, roll, redo, reshape reality. The reshape reality is what you spend mana on. Wish is a 10th level spell in this system, as opposed to 9th. So you get it at 19th level, and it costs 10 mana to use. And then at 20th level, it becomes Epic Wish, where you can then start, you cast the spell, and part of, and then like the 10 mana that you use to cast, if the wish doesn't require, like if the wish to become true, if you and the DM decide it's less than 10 mana, then you just won't get that mana back when you finish your short rest. Otherwise, you spend that 10 mana, you don't get it back, and then you also expend however much additional mana is necessary. So, excuse me for a second. Apparently, I've just peeled a scab. I burned myself. No, I cut myself on a tree branch. That's right. I cut myself on a tree branch about a week or so ago, and it scabbed over, and then the heel scab. I just grabbed the tag of it, and it just peeled off. Yeah, you can barely see that. Anyway, that wasn't something I intended to do. It just grabbed my attention, and then it just popped off. Anyway, okay. So what would we cost that? What would we do? I would say maybe the point value of the magic item should be the amount of mana that you would lose. Like a legendary magic item is going to have more, like 11 or more points. Is that enough of a sacrifice for a full caster with 80 mana? Like your wizard, your druid, your cleric, your bard, they're all gonna have 80 mana at level 20 when they can do this. Would it be worth say 11 points to get a free armor, that's immune to fire damage? Arguably, it's not worth it, which means it's a good value. It's a good I would say this crafting value you could sacrifice that much mana to gain that magic item. I think that actually is legit. What do you think about AI? Games. AI games? Oh my god. I don't think they're very good. I honestly, I haven't played any AI games, but I'm guessing like that Foundation game and like that city building game, most of these, like that Keen Shot game, that feels like an AI game. All of those are like, click this thing. You're basically just, it's just, there's no decisions to make. You're just clicking whatever has like an arrow pointing at it. That's what you click. Sometimes there's a choice between one or the other, it seems. They don't really seem like games at all to me. They just seem kind of like interactive narratives. So maybe you can lose at them. I don't know. I've never actually played them. So I don't know. That doesn't seem, that's kind of off topic. Anyway, comparison for 18 level. Yeah, I bring it up because as a comparison for level 18 plus artificers. Artificers are half casters. So the 10 points at level 20. Artificers can't. If you were to do circle magic with an epic wish, I would allow the artificer to spend its mana pool instead of the wish caster. That seems to make sense to me. You're going to pay for it with your soul, not mine, because I'm doing this as a favor to you. So is it worth it to you with your 20 mana that you gain on a short rest? Oh, you also have the mana storage battery, So you could use that. That's worth 40 points at level 20. So that can get. Oh, wait a second. Does it actually have? Yeah, I don't care about this, dude. I really just don't care about AI games. 18th level. I don't think artificers can do legendary magic items at level 18. Am I wrong? Let's double check. I think they're stuck at very rare. I don't mind being wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, and I'm keeping it inside that same power curve. But yeah, sacrificing mana permanently, that seems reasonable. I see what you're saying, like you as an artificer being able to do that, sacrifice mana to be able to make magic items. I see what you're saying. So having all the ingredients, what do you think the problems are? What the? All right, Bang Bang, you gotta go, dude. Get out of here. No, I can't actually attack you here. Yeah, I hear what you're saying now. Now I get that's a fun idea. I'm not opposed. I'm not going to add it to this class, but I would absolutely add it to to rebuilding the core mechanics book for full casters. Absolutely open to redoing that because we're going to include them. The Tap and Tap Burn Spellbinding Variant Rules core mechanics book. That just handles spell casting in general, but since we're doing a rebuild for it for 2024, we are going to include the Artificer. So that will be a component. So yeah, we can absolutely add that in. I think that's a freaking great idea, man. I like that. Well done, sir. Glad you're on my team. Yeah. Now I don't feel like I really need to look it up. I think we got the point across. And we're here anyway. What can you replicate, little fish? Level 2, 6, 10, 14, and that's its cap. But yeah, 18 would be the next logical space. That is true. It only goes to, yeah, it caps out at level 14. I don't know if I like that. I think maybe I like the curve to go into legendary. But the point value don't support it, so. Oh, wait a second. What can we do? Okay, let's double check here real quick to make sure that we're in the power curve that they already have. Because our goal is not to take away. Our goal is to expand and embellish. So, level 14, we only have rare. It would become very rare at level 15. That's close enough. I think that's close enough. This is Build-A-Bear, you know? Like, that's its own thing. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I would allow you to sacrifice your mana storage. You get here. Hold on. Yeah, let's crack open the document. I said I was going to do this anyway, but this is actually relevant to the conversation. Yes, I use Microsoft Word for all my PDF creation. It's cheap. I get it for free. So, cheers to that. All right. Let's see. What was I doing here? Why was I here? What was I talking about? Oh my God! I just woke up my own conversation. Sacrificing battery. Oh, yeah, I want to look. Thank you. I want to look at the battery capacity. Thank you. Wrong document. Thank you. Okay, here we are. Okay, so instead of getting a spell storing device as per player's handbook, instead we get a mana storage device. So instead of you getting 10 castings of a 3rd level spell, we give you a stacking amount of mana. You get 6 at level 11, and then it goes up to eventually to 40 at level 20. That's the same progression that the Warlock has, by the way. If anybody wants to take a look and tag along, we'll drop down here. We'll go to the Color Magic Spell Point Variant Rule Bundle. Again, all these books have 100% free preview, so be welcome to check them out. And anyone that wants to buy them, God bless you, but it's not required. You can just look at the books. I just honestly, if you want to support me, you don't want to buy any of the books, you can support me on Patreon for $1. Like and subscribe is helpful as well. All these things are super good. But here's the bundle of books. Here's Point Warlocks. It's pay what you want anyway. It's pay what you want. Like, no one has to buy this book at all ever, and it has sold. It's a gold bestseller. I've sold, I think, 600 copies of this so far. This is one of the, as far as I understand it, this is like the best ratio pay what you want book on all of DMsGuild. It's literally cooking at a 50% purchase rate. Half the people that download this document purchased it first. Even though they could look at it 100% free preview and not pay a dime for it, they chose to because they wanted to support the work. God bless you guys for that. So let's crack it open and take a look at the preview. We're going to update this for 2024 as well. But here it is for now. Fey Battle, get it on. Let's go down to... Okay, so the way that this works, it's simpler in martial powers. But if you really want to go off the deep end, this is how Warlock works. You got your Pact mana, which you get on a short rest, like a monk, level 1 to 20. When I cast a first level spell, it only costs 1 mana. And it always costs 1 mana. So eventually, at 20th level, I could cast 20 first level spells per short rest. Then we get our Mystic Arcanum. And the Mystic Arcanum is 1 spell at level 6. We now have 2 spells, and we can cast up to level 7. We have 3 spells up to level 8. We have 4 spells up to level 9. And we have 5 spells at level 10. And the only 10th level spell that exists is Wish. But anything can be upcast to 10th level. To pay for these spells, you could either you can cast, like in the martial power system, we don't include level 19 and 20. We give you the mana. We don't even give you the mana. In the martial powers book, we cap it at level 17, where you get a 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th level spell. And you don't even have a mana pool. It's even simpler than that. In the martial power system, the way that works is you get a 6th level spell. If you want to sacrifice that 6th level spell, you get 6 extra mana that you keep until you finish your next long rest. If you're a level 15 a Warlock in martial powers, you get your 15 mana on a short rest, and you get 21 mana that you can, if I get rid of my 8th, 7th, and 6th level spell completely, I can get 21 mana total that I could then use on my Pact Magic or class features or multi-classing with. It's just mana that's added to my mana pool. So instead of having 15 mana, I now have 36 mana in my mana pool, and every time I take a short rest, I get 15 back. And by the end, when I finish my next long rest, this 21 mana goes away, and I get my 6th, 7th, and 8th level spells back. I can choose to sacrifice them for mana again. So that's a very simple version of it. This is a more complicated version of it, which is you gain long rest mana, Mystic Arcanum points, and you can spend those points to cast spells. So I could cast, like at level 15, I've got 21 mana, I can cast 3 6th level spells. And it'll cost 18 points, and I'll have 3 points left over, which I can then dump into Pact Magic, like 3 shield spells. So by the time you get to 19th level, you get 10th level spells, which is Wish. At 20th level, I'll have a total of 40 mana. I could theoretically cast 4 spells at 10th level, whether they're Wishes or like I don't know, like Cone of Cold cast with 10 mana. I can do that. I can do that a total of 4 times at level 20. But this is the pool of mana that I would sacrifice to make my Epic Wish. 10th level variant rules, Epic Wish class feature. This book is updated for 2025. So, no, it's not. The Universal Spell Points is updated. I haven't updated this one yet. This will be easy. This will probably be the first book that I update after I finish Martial Powers / want to take a break. So this is the next on the chopping block. And then probably Knights and Tricksters. And then probably Elemental Key. And then, you know what? I might not update Elemental Key. I might just make Elemental Key a completely different book for DTRPG, Twitch.io, and my Patreon. Because I really love the elemental magic. I think I'm going to extract that and do my own products for that. Probably like in 2028. I think I might, if I'm capable, I'll do a Kickstarter for Elemental Key, like air, earth, fire, water, and then soul as the fifth element. Fifth element. Anyway, so there's that. You guys can take a look at this. Again, it's in this bundle here. The Color Mana Spell Point variant, the Color Mana Spell Point bundle. It's got 6 books in it. They all have 100% free preview. It's got a fat 36% discount, so be welcome to check that out. And this link is down here in the description below, which is, yeah, right here. So be welcome to check that shit out. Anyone that's interested. All my books are 100% free preview. All of them down there, 100% free. You updated Circle Magic Spell? Yes, I did. I updated Spelljammer. It's now 100% compliant with Circle Magic. Spelljammer helms allow you to use Circle Magic options by yourself. So like the Magic Chair pays for the basically like allows the spell, the circle. You can circle it with yourself, so you can spend extra spell slots or extra mana to trigger your own circle effects while you're amplifying spells in a helm. This is the Artificer. The next thing we're going to work on, probably maybe tonight after I get off stream, is Barbarian. And then we have the Fighter and the Monk. We've already finished the Paladin. We've finished the Ranger. We finished the Artificer. We finished Rogue. We just finished Rogue last night. And we finished Warlock over the weekend. And everywhere there's a gap in the page is where an illustration goes. So this book is going. Luckily, I have a lot of stock art for different types of characters, some of which is useful for these classes. So I might be borrowing from my own stock art in various places just to speed up the process. And when nothing makes sense, make new artwork. So we'll be collapsing time frames like that. I'm going to close out of that document, and I want to try to actually finish this list tonight. But yeah, that's a great idea. Spending artifact. Yeah, spending mana storage points to create magic items. Shit, you could use your mana storage item to just permanently create magic items, and then when you destroy the magic item, you can reclaim that into your storage. So you could potentially use magical plans to build more magic items by sacrificing the mana from your mana storage device. I kind of like that. You know how replicate items, you can't make more than one item, but what if I want to make, they wouldn't be able to be consumable. They would have to be permanent items, but like I can make like a shitload of mana stones for my team. And they're going to cost it's going to cost, what, 2 points per mana stone? 2 points, 2 points per rank. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10 would get us up to legendary. It's a little shy, but that's how it works. So you can spend 2 points of mana per rarity of a power stone or magical trap. You can enspell items off of your artificer list of powers and spells. That would totally work as well. That actually works. Jeez, that actually works. I'll see if I can work that in. I really like that. I really like that. Shield of Missile Attraction, get out of here. Oh, that's right, we were looking at Shield of the Cavalier. Boy, what a tangent. You got me monologuing, you sly dog. All right, get back to work, you lazy hump. Very rare, really? Very rare, okay. DMG equals very rare. All right, well, let's see what you have to offer here, buddy. +2, okay. 4 points equals +2 AC bonus enchantment. Is that right? There it is, +2 enchantment, 4 points, right. What else do you get? The shield has the following additional features. that you can use while holding it. Forceful Bash. When you take the attack action, you can make one of the attack rolls using the shield against a target within 5 feet of itself. And apply your proficiency bonus. Okay, so that's basically Shield Bash. Isn't Shield Bash? Isn't it like a feat now? Where's all my feats? I need my feats. No, let's go to the big list of feats. Is it Shield Bash? Is that actually a feat now? Am I remembering that correctly? Oh my god, this alphabetical shit is gonna kill me. Shield Master. Okay, so if I did my job correctly, and if I didn't, it's easy to fix. But I should have Shield Master on our list of feats. Shield Master! There it is. General feat. Shield Master. We got it. Shield Bash and interpose shield. So let's go back to here. And we go to Shield Master. Shield Master is a general feat. That's worth 2 points. Shield Master feat. What kind of pain does Shield Master reap upon our foes? Hit a melee weapon. You can immediately bash the target with your shield if it's equipped, forcing the target to make a strength saving throw, or on a failed save, you either push the target 5 feet from you. Because of the prone condition, you can use this benefit only once on each of your turns. Huh. Okay, and so what does the item do? Shield does force damage equal to 2 ranks. So that 3 points. Shield Bash, 2d6 damage plus stat. And then 1 equals push mastery. Oh, no. Let's do it this way. Let's do it 2 equals thundering strike. And we're going to make it second rank. No, it's first rank. It's a first rank power, Thundering Strike. Let's go look at Thundering Strike real quick. I think this is going to be a fun way to do it. Let's do it like this. We'll do Thundering, where'd you go? Thundering Strike. There we go. Okay, first rank power. Strike. The weapon deals thunder damage instead of its normal type, and the creature you hit takes an extra power die of damage per mana expended. Moreover, the target is pushed directly away from you up to 10 feet per mana expended. Kicker 1, you can follow the target up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks if you spend an extra point of mana when you do this. So we're going to do 2 dice of damage. That means it's going to be a first level power, 2 mana. 2 crafting points. It's going to have 2 mana built into it. And so paying for 2 mana, thus being a second rank strike, thus doing 2 power dice of damage, at least 2d6 if not 2d10. That's going to be 2 temporary mana is 4 points. 2 temporary mana. Thundering Strike. What else you got? Is this a very rare? Okay, so we've got a decent budget. Protective Field. As a reaction, when you or an ally you can see within 5 feet of you is targeted by an attack, makes a saving throw, an area of effect, you can use the shield to create an immobile 5-foot emanation around you. When the emanation appears, any creature or objects not fully contained within it are pushed into the nearest unoccupied space outside it. The attack or area of effect that triggered the reaction has no effect on creatures or objects inside the emanation, which lasts as long as you maintain concentration, up to 1 minute. Oh my god, that's great. Nothing can pass into or out of the emanation. A creature or object inside the emanation can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside. Oh, that's TK bubble. Okay, so telekinetic bubble. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Bookmarks. Telekinetic bubble does not require concentration. Choose one creature that is. You can either cast this. You can channel this as a magic action or a bonus action. The range is 60 feet away if you want to target somebody other than yourself, but yourself is fine. Duration is normally 1 minute. Choose one creature that is large or smaller you can see within range. The target must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is enclosed in a sphere as per the Utilic's Resilient Sphere spell. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. If I spend an extra 3 mana, it's a fourth level power, so it's expensive as hell. You can target a huge or smaller creature for an extra 3 mana, and for 5 mana you can do gargantuan size. So it's a level 4 power, so that's going to be 5 TK bubble. Hold on, how often can I do this? 1 minute. Once you use this, you can't use it again until dawn. Okay. So 5 equals telekinetic bubble, and then plus 1. 1 equals... no, the bubble lasts a minute anyway, so I don't need to actually have an extra kicker cost to that. So that's it by itself. Oh my god, this is going to be expensive as fuck. We don't need the Shield Master feat because that became irrelevant. So what are we looking at? 10, 15 points? That's legendary. It's more than 10, unfortunately. So what can I do? God, TK Bubble is so expensive. Very rare, huh? Very rare is at most 11 points. 9. And the plus 2 AC is killing us there. TK Bubble, level 4, maneuver. Dump. Okay, is there a buy down cost that we have for maneuvers? I think the answer is no. Yeah, because it only lasts a minute anyway. Fuck all. And if we made it, we could do. We could increase the. Nope, it's not going to work. This is just going to be an example of something that's more expensive. If I cut out the cost, if I remove, ooh, wait a second. Let's see. Is the force damage? That's going to give us 2 points. Fuck, 2 points for force damage. Push mastery. Fuck, that's still 9, 10. It's still 12 points. It's still too expensive. Yeah, I don't see a way. Hey, good night, my man. Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward way to do it. Sorry, I missed all your shit. Hey, Dan. Danapole Superdana. The documentation is good. I've missed a lot of conversation, man. Hold on, let me catch up with you guys. Give me a hot second here. The Bang Bang made a very good point. You can understand his emotion, which is fine. As he says, I think he's in favor of people. I think he's saying is just understand the flow of yours. I didn't get that from him at all. He is welcome. He is welcome to reach out to me on Discord and ask me to reach the ban. I'm open to it. Sacrificing battery capacity instead of personal mana via level 20 friends assistance. Yep, I like that. I like that. And your title is so long I can't see it all. Holy Hannah. There we go. Hey, thanks, man. Baby made a very good point. There are different perspectives on what we like. Yeah. 2 mana points per rarity tier for crafting. Yeah. For the mana battery, 2 points per tier. That makes perfect sense to me. That would be allowable. Once you get your mana storage battery, I can see that. I can totally see that working. Sorry, guys, I've been ignoring you while I've been trying to bash my way through this Shield of the Cavalier. God, what an item. Push mastery check, force damage check. God, I almost want. God, if I got rid of the force damage, I could make it 11. It'd be 10 points. It'd be at the top end of very rare. The push mastery makes sense. There's no reason why I wouldn't be able to bash with it. The force damage is damning though. 2 equals force damage. And if I'm going to do that, I may as well just give it the thundering damage, thundering strike. But it doesn't pay for it. You're going to have to pay for it yourself, which is fine because you can sacrifice action economy. One of the cool things about this martial power system that we've found over the course of the last, we've literally been playtesting this for about 4 years, not 3 years on my Discord, but I've been streaming the game design of this on stream with that document that I have linked. I've been literally building that for 4 years. So give me a hot second here. Oh, this isn't the full chapter. That's silly of me. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. Then crack open the actual document I'm using. Bam, 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 bam. Let's get to end all the character class stuff. We rebuilt all the classes and subclasses using this mana system, so it is thorough. I don't expect nearly as many people to use it to have ever been worth my time to do it, but this is a massive passion project of mine. I absolutely love doing this stuff. Once we get this book published, I'm going to be churning out like Zendikar subclasses, Innistrad subclasses, Kalishtar subclasses, Amonkhet subclasses. I'm going to churn all that stuff out through my Patreon. It'll all be fan content because I can't publish Amonkhet on DMsGuild because Amonkhet isn't officially on DMsGuild. So that's something that I can't make use of, but I can sure as hell make fan content and publish it for free and then say, hey, you want to look at all these mechanics, go check out these books on DMsGuild. They have 100% free preview. Enjoy. Here's how temporary mana works. You can expend temporary mana. Let's look at sacrificing actions. During combat, a channeling character that doesn't have the incapacitated condition can sacrifice attacks and a bonus action, can sacrifice an attack and as a bonus action, can sacrifice attacks and, that should be, and your bonus action, attacks and bonus action, that's the right way to do it, during your turn, and your reaction at any time to gain temporary mana. Attacks. When you take the attack action during your turn, you can sacrifice your attack to gain 1 temporary mana. If you have the extra attack feature, each attack sacrificed gains 1 additional mana. You can choose to expend each attack separately, all at once, or in any combination. You cannot sacrifice attacks granted by opportunity attacks, bonus actions, weapon properties, feats, powers, or spells to gain temporary mana. Bonus spells. You can sacrifice your bonus action at any time during your turn to gain temporary mana. The amount gained is determined by this maximum power level. If you have power level 1 at level 1, 1 mana. Power level 3 at level 9, 2 mana. Power level 5 at 17th level, 3 mana. Reaction. You can sacrifice your reaction at any time to gain 1 temporary mana. For example, if you hit with a weapon attack during your turn, you can sacrifice your reaction to gain 1 temporary mana to channel a level 1 strike power. So you can generate like a 20th level fighter with 4 attacks. That's 4 mana, 7 mana, 8 mana, but I wouldn't have any action economy left to use, but I could theoretically generate 8 mana. Oh, wait, I could use Action Surge. Now I get 4 more attacks, so I'm going to sacrifice 3 of them to get myself up to 11 mana, and I'm going to use 1 attack. Unfortunately, my mana limit is 5. So instead, I'm going to sacrifice 2 of my attacks to get from 8 to 10 mana, and the 2 attacks that I make, if I hit with both of them, I can spend 5 mana on them as a 17th level channeler to deal an extra 5 D10 damage, plus whatever the kicker effect is. And for those that we looked at Thundering Attack, is basically do an extra 5d10 thunder damage and punt you 50 feet. And I can do that twice with my Action Surge as a fighter at 20th level, burning all my shit. So I could use Thundering Strike, use a kicker, chase after you, use some movement to catch up, punt you again another 50 feet, use half my movement, catch up to you. And then, use the rest of my movement. 30 feet of movement plus 30 feet of movement is 50 feet of movement. And I could punt you 20 feet, and then I could punt you 30 feet, and then punt you another 30 feet. I don't have to do the full 50 because you'd be out of my own reach. Oh, I can do 30 feet and then punt you 50. That'd be fine. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Or I can spend the extra point, get 15 feet of movement, 30 feet. I can punt you 40 feet, catch up to you, and then punt you another 50 feet because that's how it works. So there you go. But okay, so that is the wrong document. Yeah, that's temporary mana. I'm going to hit save here real quick since we made an alteration. But then looking at temporary mana, some features and powers give you temporary mana. When you gain temporary mana from more than one source, they are added together. Any unused temporary mana is lost at the start of your next turn. Channeling features. Some features detailed in Chapter 1, character classes above, and later in chapters can give you temporary mana. Power gear. Many magic items detailed in level 3 power gear below give you temporary mana when you use them. And then sacrificing actions. During combat, channeling characters can sacrifice actions to gain temporary mana as detailed below. So temporary mana can be expended instead of or in combination with mana in your mana pool up to your maximum power level. You can expend temporary mana to channel exploit, maneuver, reaction, and strike powers, including kickers, as detailed below. In addition, artificers, paladins, rangers, and warlocks can expend temporary mana to cast spells with a duration of concentration or instantaneous. If a class feature or other ability can use temporary mana, it specifies which discipline the feature is attributed, such as an exploit or a maneuver. Otherwise, you must spend mana from your mana pool. So like an exploit, like there's a lot of powers is like, you can do this thing as an exploit, which means that if you have temporary mana, you can spend that temporary mana to do that thing as an exploit. So anyway, that's all the mechanics. Power, hell yeah, dude. Unreal Devs. Hell yeah, dude. Great name. Well met, sir. Yep. And then we have, and then we have the techniques, which are cantrips. Combat masteries are techniques, which are, like I just said, they're cantrips. They don't cost any mana to use, but you prepare them. So combat mastery, again, in D&D 5.5, they have the idea of weapon masteries. Each weapon in the player's handbook has a mastery property. Channeling characters can activate the mastery property of any weapon you're proficient with without needing to prepare them. The channeling characters only, marshals. Marshals and half-casters, and the Warlock Gish. Channeling characters can activate the mastery property of any weapon you're proficient with without needing to prepare them. Combat masteries expand these options to include all weapon mastery properties and additional mastery properties detailed below. You can activate any property you have prepared with any weapon you're proficient with that meets the listed prerequisites instead of the property listed for that weapon. Similar to how casters can't cast cantrips and spells at the same time, you can't activate a mastery property when you channel a strike power, unless a feature or power specifies otherwise. So, list of combat masteries, like cleave, it requires a melee weapon, so I can cleave with a dagger. If I prepare cleave, the dagger's natural property is nick. But if I prepare cleave, I can cleave with my dagger, which means I can slit your throat and your friend next to 5 feet away from him. Same thing, disarm we added. If it has an asterisk, it means see the equipment section of the player's handbook for which mastery property is listed for each weapon. The weapon master feat described therein remains unchanged. Slow, sap, push, nick, topple, vex, graze. Graze is great. You can prepare graze and use it literally with any weapon. I highly recommend at level 1 you choose graze as a prepared weapon mastery, so you're always dealing damage. At level 1, you're more likely to miss at level 1 than any other level of the game. If you pick up graze as a prepared power, you can now always deal damage whenever you hit with a weapon, and that is going to pay you benefits every level of your character's life. I cannot recommend graze enough. It is so good. If your attack roll with a weapon misses, you can deal damage to that creature equal to your channeling ability modifier, which is usually strength or something else. This damage is the same type dealt by the weapon, and the damage can be increased only by increasing the ability modifier. So that's literally the language for the player's handbook, but we changed it instead of this weapon, it's now you can deal with any weapon. When a weapon, it would be if your attack roll with this weapon misses. This one is when your attack roll with a weapon misses. You see that difference there? Super sweet. I cannot recommend graze enough. Oh my God, it's so good. And when it does, like normally you can only use it with a two-handed sword. So it's kind of like I have to use a two-fucking-handed sword to use graze. But this, like your dagger can have both cleave and graze. If I miss with the attack, I graze. If I hit with the attack, I cleave. And now I can hit another foe. And if I'm dual-wielding daggers, I can hit you, I can cleave with it, and then actually what I would want to do is I would want to go like first level, attack, nick with the other weapon, and then bonus action, since I'm dual-wielding, I could cleave with that weapon, and then if any of those 4 attacks miss, I can graze with all of them. So graze is so fucking good. Grapple, you can grapple as part of an attack action, but if you do, you can't use that weapon to attack again until the grapple is released. Disarm is a strength or dexterity saving throw, or you knock the weapon out of their hand and it lands in the space next to them. Addle is you activate this mastery when you hit a creature with a weapon you're proficient with. You can force it to make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, it can't make an opportunity attack until its next turn. And then we have Step is the other one. Step, if you activate this mastery when you hit a creature with a weapon you're proficient with, you can move 5 feet without provoking opportunity attacks from that creature. Specifically. So this lets you maneuver in and out of combat with something as long as you're not being swarmed. Otherwise, you're going to want to take disengage like normal. But Step is a really cheap, easy way to do that. So, speaking of which, there's upgraded versions of all of these. Let me show you Repositioning Strike, because I love that one. Repositioning Strike. The weapon deals an extra power die of damage per mana expended to the creature you hit, and you can move 5 feet per mana channeled as part of the attack. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, and if I spend 1 extra mana, I can move 10 feet per mana instead of 5 feet per mana. So most of these first level powers have kicker effects that make them more valuable than they normally would be on their own. Let's see if I can find another one real quick, and then I'll get back to the shields, because I'm on a major tangent here. Let's go with Sweeping Strike is 2nd rank, TK Bubble, where is it? Stupefy, Strange, Staggering. Oh, it's on the other page. Shocking Strike, there we are. This is a here. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. If you're on a tablet or a mobile device, and you make your screen full screen right now. I turn the page sideways because if you turn your device sideways, you'll see this thing fill its space. Look at this. It's a 17 by 11 document. It's 3 columns. Each column is 5.25 inches wide and 11 inches tall. This is a 16 by 9 ratio monitor that I'm using, but it's horizontal. So horizontally you can see all of one page at once, but vertically you can read one column at a time. And on a tablet and a phone, I'm using an 11-point font. Regardless of what device you're currently using, you can probably read this text without any problems. I like to use my Galaxy S500 as my document, 16 by 9, but I can also use my Galaxy phone if I need to. Both of them work perfectly fine. You can literally look at this document one column at a time. Again, if you tilt if you have your phone's full screen, you give it a tilt, you can see how well it fills the space. This is a great design. The 8.5 by 11 2-column format PDF is garbage. That's written by people that think that you're going to have a printed copy of that book, and they provide the PDF to you because that's the format that they built the book. But when you're only doing it like a PDF only, when it's digital only, 11 by 17 3-column format is the superior version of this book. It is absolutely the best way to do it. So if I were to go to full screen again, if you're looking at normal, again, this all just fits on your screen. It's going to be difficult to read because it's an all-in-one look, but the fonts, the larger fonts, Strange Metabolism, Stupefy, Subtle Channeling, all of these things are large and easy enough for you to read casually at a glance. And then if you want to zoom in on it, and then you can, again, tilt the camera, your phone just automatically tilts and automatically aligns to what you're looking at. It's such a great device. It works so well. I just wanted to point that out real quick. And the other thing I wanted to look at real fast before I got back to work, again, was Shocking Grasp. Or Shocking Strike. The weapon deals lightning damage instead of its normal type, and the creature you hit takes an extra power die of damage per mana expended. Moreover, the creature can't make an opportunity attack until the start of next turn, but if you use the kicker effect, the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws until the end of its next turn. So, kicker effect, spend extra mana, get a little extra juice. If I want to trip this guy, if I want to trip him or push him or grapple him, I can hit him with a Shocking Strike, and now his shit's kind of messed up. So he's going to have a more difficult time doing to defend himself against me. So that's just some fun stuff that we can do with it. We've been playtesting this on my Discord for 3 years now. The document that we have open here for you guys, that's linked down below. The actual Martial Powers document as a whole. The full scaffolding is there for you guys to check out if you want. I'm going to close this up right now and get back to work. Major tangent there. You guys got me monologuing. I made it so my players can get those features swapped at a blacksmith. Ooh, nice. That's also a really good solution. Yeah. Your character gets 20 powers, like a fighter, barbarian, blah. They get 20 powers over the course of 20 levels, but they don't get a fighting style for free. They don't get any weapon masteries for free, except the fighter does, like at level 11. They get like that stack of free powers, and we give them, so monks, rogues, barbarians, rangers, fighters, artificers, warlocks. Did I miss anybody? I think I got all 8 of them. They can all use these martial powers instead of like spellcasting. Or if you're just a martial character, you just add this on. So your martial characters have powers up to level 1 to 5. Half casters have powers level 1 to 5 and spellcasting level 1 to 5. The warlock gets powers 1 to 5 at levels 1, 5, 9, 13, 17 like all the other powers do, but also has full casting from level 1 to 10 alongside it, and then full casters only get spellcasting level 1 to 10. So it has those three different styles of classes now: martial, hybrid, and full caster. And then the warlock is like a 3/4 step between it's like a half step between hybrid and full caster. So anyway, it's a really fun system, and it works really, really well. We've play tested it at basically at this point, I think literally every level of the game, and it cooks, man. It is so fucking good. I am amazed that I'm the guy that created this. It's better than me. This is some of my best work, just some of my best work. So we're just gonna have to choke on it and make Shield Cavalier legendary. It's got it's got the telekinetic bubble that lasts for a minute on yourself. And then it's 2 points to 1 minute TK for free per day. So that's 7, 9, 10. It's 14 points. So that's just within the legendary curve. It's very rare on the DMG, but with the way that we built it, it's 14 points equals legendary. Some things are going to be better, some things are going to be worse. This is we're building this out literally to demonstrate. We're going to put these lists in the book. Like, these are all the magic items, all the armor, weapons, implements, and armaments that are in the DMG. Here's how they break down using this crafting point system. As you can see, a lot of them are dead on, some of them are close. So it's a decent system. So then we can use that new power gear, and we can start building our own power gear, any kind of shit that we want inside of here. So we're going to have the DMG stuff, and then we're going to have new power gear after that. So, yeah, maybe it's a little bit more than I need. Maybe that's scope sprawl. I mean, it's scope sprawl, let's admit it. But it's a good system, and it deserves to exist. And we can use this to just churn out infinite number of magic items. If you want to see the build system, look at the Martial Powers book. Free to look at on DMsGuild. Buy it if you want to. If you want to be a member of my Patreon for $1, you'll have a say when I start building these items. You'll have a say on what I build first, whether they're spells, items, feats, species, subclasses. Yeah, and I'm going to build one-pagers. I do all my own illustrating. I paint my books Monday through Fridays in the morning, and then I do game design like this on Mondays, Thursday nights, and Saturday mornings is a grab bag of whatever I want to do. Maybe I'll play chess. It's just a whatever. But I'm content with this now. Shield +1, shield +2, shield +3. Uncommon, very nice. Shield +1 is DMG equals uncommon. But for us, it's 2 points for a +1 AC bonus. What happened? Something weird happened. Bonus enchantment. So for us, shield is 2 points equals common magic. Very simple. Shield +2, that's going to be 4 points, which is uncommon. In the DMG, I bet it's rare. Yep. DMG equals rare. Like, you can still use the Shield of Cavalier listed in the DMG as it is. That's fine. I'm doing these point breakdowns to demonstrate how these systems work, how we're getting to the point values we get to. So when we start building new magic items, you can see what that's equating. Like, I'm showing my work, and then I'm riffing. I'm playing jazz. I'm making magic item jazz with it after that. Shield +2 equals 4 points equals +2 AC bonus enchantment. And what do you think's next? Shield +3 equals 6 points equals rare. DMG equals very rare. Am I right? Yes. That's going to be 6 points equals +3 AC bonus enchantment. There you go. And 2 items left, guys. Smoldering armor. Wisps of harmless, odorless smoke rises from the armor while it's worn. Oh, isn't that cute? Smoldering armor. 1 point equals common. DMG equals common. 1 point equals wisps of smoke. Cosmetics. Cantrip effect, essentially. And then spell guard shield. Very rare. Very rare. I don't know what these triangles stand for. Anyway, what does it do? While holding the shield, you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, and spell attack rolls have disadvantage against you. Shields require to utilize action. Okay, so advantage on saves, disadvantage on spell attack rolls against you. We already determined that advantage on a saving throw is +3 for a single type of saving throw. We don't have a rule for advantage on all saving throws. Maybe we make that +6. And spell attack rolls specifically, we already have advantage on an ability check, be +2. That's saving throws are +3. A advantage on a skill check, on a specific skill check like Wisdom Perception, is worth 2 points. Maybe advantage on a spell attack, or maybe like advantage on an attack roll should be worth 3. Let's try that out. Let's parse that in. So that would mean that disadvantage would be 3. Let's go with advantage on one attack. Advantage on... Actually, let's do it like this. Yeah, advantage on attack equals 3 points. I'm okay with that. And then for 6 points, we're going to be over here with advantage all saves. That's worth 6 points, I think. Probably. We'll try it. And we'll go disadvantage foes. Attack against you. 3 disadvantage weapon attack versus you. Also, we'll call that 3. That might actually be worth 4. Ouch. I have a dark secret. These are just these aren't. No, get out of here, you scallywag. Oh my god, it's the end of my shift. Stop messing with me. There. Oy to the vey. Yeah, let's put this one back in place. I'm not sure if that's going to stick or not. I feel like disadvantage weapon attacks against you should be 4 versus spell attacks, which are far less. Advantage all saving throws as opposed to 1 saving throw. I like that. I think that works. So, going back to the shield. Advantage on saving throws. That's worth 6. But it's only spells and magical effects. So let's make it 4. Yeah, so that's going to be, yeah, let's do that. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to see. 4 points equals spells and... How did I do that? Gain advantage versus spells and magical effects. And then... Three points equals spell attacks versus you are disadvantage. That puts us at 7 points, which is only rare. And I think that's fair. That feels good. We could adjust this in the future. This is just a working model right now. As we go through the implements, armaments, and weapons, we'll probably find more things like these caveats that we can continue to buff and shine and chisel down to being appropriate. But hey, we've officially gotten through all of the armor. So that is off our bucket list now. We can go back up here. And now we can go with, next we will do weapons. Oh my God, there's so many fucking weapons. Blah, blah, blah. That is horrible. Let's check our filters here real quick. Jesus. Let's see. Show advanced filters. Let's just go with core. Blah! It's still 5. Okay, that's a lot of shit. Boomerang +1, huh? Okay, I mean, like, do we really need to have Boomerang listed separately? Do we have Battle Axe listed separately? Why is armor in here? How did we end up back over here in armor? No. Oh, I have to untoggle armor? Oh. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, much more reasonable 3 pages. So it'll probably take us maybe 3 or 4 sessions to get through it. Probably 4, maybe 5, honestly. If you guys keep putting me on tangents and getting me monologuing, it'll be 5. But that's okay. I'm still finishing. I'm going to work on the Barbarian now. Get the Barbarian all properly laid out and pretty in the document. Then we'll do the Fighter, then the Monk, then all the classes will be done. Powers will be done. Chapter 1 and 2 are thus done. We'll be able to build out, it's going to take a while for us to build out the magic gear, but we can start filling it into the document as we go along, and I'll be working on the color mana rules for the Magic the Gathering portion of this, the MTG portion, like where you can have like, your mana is generic, but if like you're playing a Boros character, then your mana is white and red, and there's rules that go on with that, like building your personality as an alignment, guilds from Ravnica, schools from Strixhaven, colleges in Strixhaven, gods in Theros, and those are the only 3 MTG campaigns that we have right now, so those are the only 3 alliances that you really need to worry about. I'll take a look at Lorwyn. I don't think there was anything there that required any specific mana mechanics. Like, it didn't go into guild. I don't think it went into like the different factions in Lorwyn, but I'll need to double check that to make sure. We actually did a 4-session breakdown of the Lorwyn Monster Manual that got released and translated all of that into its color devotions, and attempted to convert MTG card attack, combat stats, attack and defense into CR, but that was a disaster. It just did not jam, so we had to let that go. But hey, that's it. I'm going to kick out of here for the night. I am done with my stream. Big shout out and thanks to everybody that's been here, throwing in ideas, participating with me. I love doing this stuff. I'm glad that it's catching you guys' attention. I really appreciate you. I'm going to listen to, as recommended, some Hawkwind after I log out here. But let's get myself situated here real fast. Close my shit down, grab this, and jump up here. Why did you skip out on me, buddy? There you go. Let's do that, and we'll get rid of the extra stream. And I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to continue working on the book cover. So thanks all for being here, guys. I'll see you then. Cheers.